And I was like, I'm not saying whether or not, but I think the fact that I'm so scared of them shows
Is
you
telling.
I do, in fact, believe, but I choose not to say I believe.
Yeah.
Spoopy.
It's like you could be scared and also don't want to see like I could be like, I don't believe in ghosts.
That doesn't mean I want to see
I
it.
don't want to see a ghost
Right.
if they are real, girl. I'm not
'Cause
looking.
Is like it's a thing like you walk in, you're like, I don't want to see you, and they're like, okay, you know.
Famously, my mom,
Yeah,
when she
exactly
walked
how-
into our college apartment
Yeah.
for the very first time, Casey, she went, "It's haunted." She refused to walk in the dark. Like
And
she
we were
refused to
like,
walk in-
we know.
and we're like, yeah, we had
And
a
we're
feeling.
not telling the Nan story either.
Oh
because
no,
I think about that almost
Ugh,
weekly.
yeah.
Not gonna lie.
we're just like our
You're
mothers.
gonna have to tell me off.
Off
pod.
pod.
A
Let's
club
just-
level retelling.
Club-
Look, Casey, you know the skeleton I sent you today in the chat?
That was a
Uh-huh.
ghost.
That was what my mom experienced while she was sleeping.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Well,
Ah.
speaking of that,
Cup is being a little cup.
a cuddle cup.
cup is
A
cup.
cuddle
We're cupping
cup.
cup.
He's
Well, do you
been an
hear that,
asshole.
girls?
Oh.
Do you hear her? It's the group chat going off. So it's time to select the show. Welcome everyone to the pod that asks the most important question of your week. Did you read the group chat?
Did you read the group?
Did
Our-
you read that group
Did
chat?
you read
Our
the group
besties on the chat. Hi, dolls. Spooky.
Hi, babe.
Jessica, how are you boys feeling? Well,
Well, how are
Whatever do you
feeling?
mean, Jessica?
yeah.
We just had, as we discussed last week, it was just a cold
And
it
a
was
caffeine
and
headache.
it was
Cold
Wingstop.
Cold, Wingstop,
Uh-huh.
caffeine headache. That was
Yeah.
it. That's
Uh-huh.
all
Old
that happened.
Taco Bell.
Oh,
Otherwise
okay.
known as the new COVID variant.
Right. Otherwise known as COVID.
So here, girls. I mean, we went to Lollapalooza. I mean, that's
That's the long and
That's all
short
you
of
need
it.
to
That is the
know.
long and short of it. Our the people that we met up with, they all started testing positive. So we're like, okay, well, we'll keep track of symptoms, blah, 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 blah. So ours was probably one of our friends was like the latest. Like she tested like, I think Saturday. Like she tested positive Saturday. But she had symptoms, but was testing negative. So I think it's truly like go with your gut. If you aren't feeling well, girl.
Let me tell you the speed at which my test turned positive on Wednesday. I
Just mere
did
hours after recording this
swab.
podcast.
Swap.
Literally
I
hours.
had
after-
the one where you like it's like alchemy. Okay,
Yeah,
you gotta like do the
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
one of those.
kits. Yeah.
Okay, not the popsicle one, not the lollipop one,
Not
the other
Miss,
one.
Yeah.
not Miss Binax.
Okay.
The other.
I don't like Miss Binax.
Miss
I like
Binax.
to do a little science.
I did
Right.
a little science because when I
thank
do
you.
the Binax one, I was like, I feel like I'm just like playing. This doesn't feel
Yeah.
real.
Just
But it's
shove
like-
it in the hole. No,
Baby,
Baby's
matter
first
what it-
COVID test.
No matter what COVID test, no matter how often I used to take them, I had to read those instructions every single time. I
trust
could
yourself.
never remember
It's like,
how. I'm like, what
This
am
is
I
the time
supposed to
I'm
do?
actually doing it right.
Yeah.
It's like I just took it 2 days ago. Like, how do I do this again? And oh, gosh, so
I did my
complicated.
little alchemy. Okay, I did my little
Yeah.
chemistry set.
Flowfex.
You do 4.
Oh, Miss Flowfax.
The
yeah.
four-
Flowfax.
the
1, 2,
perfect
3,
dot.
4. Okay,
Yes.
And you
Yes.
and then I say, Miss Alexa, 15 minutes, please. Okay, and then
15 minutes on the
the
clock.
thing says, do not look at it for 15 minutes. Just ignore it. Now,
Mhm.
baby, it's just on the counter. So I was like walking by and I glanced over at it after like maybe 45 seconds.
red Sharpie.
Like Mama, it was a wrong answer on a test, honey. It was like bold. And I was like, oh. And RJ was like, well, it hasn't been 15 minutes. I was like, the red doesn't go away.
No.
It doesn't disappear.
That's
But
what I
that's when
remember.
I was
when-
like, well, we can just throw it out.
I remember when RJ took his and we were all waiting, and I just
Mhm.
popped right in there and looked, and then I went downstairs and I was like, Jace, RJ's got
Jeez,
COVID.
it's him.
Just
I don't know. Was that Miss Binax? When I took I don't even remember.
No,
I
that was
don't
this one.
remember.
That was
that was a
the-
little plastic
that was
square.
the little
So
plastic.
she's
square.
a first response, you know, like
Yeah.
she's the
Rapid.
girl of testing, you know.
Yeah, something about the Binax one does feel very like the equivalent of the Easy Bake Oven. Like it's a little
Yes,
like
it's
Yes.
it's a little too
Mhm.
cutesy. Why is it a lollipop at the end? Like why
Yeah.
I didn't need it to be like kawaii. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So
So,
now it's just phlegm, which is the worst.
Yeah.
so Adam had, but you had more of like cold symptoms, I would, or like you had like a fever. Well, you had the chills.
I famously had the chills. That was probably
Yes.
the only time I had the official fever, although I
Fever.
did not test my temperature that
Mhm.
night. But ever since then, I didn't really have a fever. And then I just had like a really bad cough for like 3 days. Like
Gunky.
Oh.
whooping
Lovely.
cough.
And like didn't get out of bed for like 2 days. Like 2 full days was in bed.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
And so
Can I just
yes, go ahead.
can I just say, why is it that men have the loudest, most obnoxious
Period.
sneeze? Like any man sneezing is like it's like a demon is leaving their body.
Yes.
Like where does
Well,
that come from?
Exorcism.
Honey, the demon is living inside their body. That's
Yes,
why.
it's
It's
Trying to
men.
get out.
Man, girl.
Men.
Yeah, my dad sneezes. Like a full like
Yeah.
Like a sneezy
yeah.
no wife's
Mine,
moment.
I feel like mine depends on if I'm like super. I'm generally a loud sneezer, but sometimes I will like scream sneeze, but it's only when it catches me like off guard.
yeah, he'll go like it's the sneeze is after. It's
Yeah.
like
It's a performance piece.
Sure,
Mhm.
absolutely. My dad, when he has the sneezes, he will sneeze no less than 25 times. It is, and this, it must be hereditary because my grandmother does the same thing, but they
Yeah.
do not stop.
I do the same thing. It's 3 minimum. I can't just do one sneeze. It's like huh,
Yeah.
huh, and I have to like button the last one.
Is it just me? Am I allergic to the sun? But do you, when you first step outside into sunlight?
Miranda, I
Oh
just
my
learned
God.
about this.
That
This is a real thing. Wait, I have to look up what it's called. Give me one moment.
Yeah, because that is me.
Sneezes
That is
triggered
me.
by sunlight. It's a real
Yes.
sneezes triggered by
Yes,
sunlight.
I will step out of my vehicle. I will step out of a grocery
go,
store and I will sneeze because it is sunny outside. And
Officially known as photic sneeze reflex.
Mm.
Sun sneezing is a condition that triggers a sneeze when people are exposed to bright lights.
yes.
It affects an
Wow.
estimated 18 to 35% of the population.
Yeah.
It is more prevalent in females, who represent 67% of sun sneezers, and Caucasians, who represent 94%.
Wow, Miranda.
Now,
Wow.
famously, Miranda is a Caucasian woman.
I am true fact. But also,
Miranda.
I thought it was way more. That's why anytime somebody has to sneeze, I always go, look into the light. Like that's how I tell
Oh,
people if they have a
to
sneeze, I'm always
stop?
like, look into the light to trigger the sneeze.
Oh,
It
the
is not
trigger.
caused by the light itself, but by a change in light intensity that stimulates nerves in the facial cavity.
Oh,
I didn't know I had those.
Miss Ting. It's just tingling.
You have a facial cavity.
Better up the Botox, you know? Just
Yeah,
gotta
Better-
fill those cavities, honey.
fill the cavities of my face. Thank you.
Casey, are you
The
what's
sun
your
sneezing,
sneeze?
Miranda.
What's your sneeze situation?
Just
Are you a dainty little
normal.
girly?
You're
Yeah, I
a
think
sleazy little
so.
sneezy.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm sleazy. And I'll never forget that episode of Drag Race. It's like, I'm blah blah. I'm sleazy. Right. I'm just a sneezy little, like a
Oh,
yeah.
Hawaii.
That's how
Yeah.
I sneeze.
Mm-hmm.
Just like very cute.
Just-
Just like an emoji. Just like a.
Just like the binax.
The little
Just like
Yeah.
the little emoji with the tissue.
Yes, the tissue one.
Mhm.
So cute.
So Adam attempted to isolate. I think we did a pretty good job, but at the end of the day, we are a small ass apartment. So
Like so
small.
I called
So
y'all out immediately.
know,
You live
Casey
in
literally-
500 and
You're like, why
50
are you
square feet."
isolating? What is
you
the
share
point?
a bathroom, you share a dog.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm. Yeah.
oh, Friedrich was giving particles left and right. He was
Yeah.
like,
he was
The
the
carrier.
carrier.
Yeah. Patient zero.
Yeah.
So I ended up on the second night of isolation. I was on the couch and I literally could not sleep because all of a sudden I had like sharp pains in my sinus. I was like, and you know what? It started again with a scratchy throat, like a feeling of like I felt
That's
like
how mine started.
I felt like I slept with my mouth open.
Oh yeah.
And like it's just dry, and it didn't go away all day. But I was like, oh, I'm testing negative.
Today
'Cause
was
I
the
also-
first day I woke up where I didn't like wake up being like, oh, I can't like swallow.
This is my first day without like congestion. So, but I have rehearsals, so I was like texting my SM like, here's the sitch. My husband got it. I have been testing negative.
But
blah,
I
blah, blah,
probs
blah.
have.
I probs have. The day before, I was like, I could come masked, but I was like, but I've had this scratchy throat all day, and I will
just
feel
know.
really bad if it ends up being that. So she was like,
That was a good idea to
And you
stay
know,
at home.
This was a
This
good
was a
idea.
good idea.
And literally the next day, I texted my SM and was like, well, good thing I went with my
Well,
gut.
she got me.
She got my gal.
All right, let's
So-
stop talking about COVID. Y'all are boring.
Y'all are boring.
It's just my first time, so I really wanted to share in the
Honestly,
fun.
everyone, this is
First
famous
time
as
you
Adam's
tested
first time.
positive. I guarantee that girl has been in and out of you at least 5 times.
Mhm.
I
Miss-
do
Miss
enjoy
Ronnie.
your Twitter merch that you're wearing today, Adam.
Oh, I'm just a huge fan of
Huge girl.
Elon's new rebrand.
Branding.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
just
Adam's an ambassador.
wow, I want to burn this now. Cool.
That's what it looks like.
It literally looks like the X. That's so funny.
Could
Could that
Alman?
brand sue?
No, because I don't think it's exact.
It's not
close enough. I
Armani.
don't know.
It's Express.
It's Express. I thought it was Armani.
No,
They should sue.
Express.
Exchange.
I think there is some brand suing.
Well,
Good
one of
for
the
them.
one of the things I love about being sick is that I am able to do anything impulsively, and it is a free pass.
It's like eating. It's like no calories on vacation.
No calories
Yes.
on vacation. I was like, we're
Yeah.
ordering food every single
Every
night.
day.
Right.
I will be impulse buying. I will be impulse shopping. Okay, I will be on Amazon all day.
What did we
shopping.
buy?
Well, we bought tickets to go to Disney. That was the real impulse.
Oh
Because
my
tickets
gosh.
were like $300 for both of us.
I don't
And I
know
was like,
what is
"Oh."
happening with flights that
Flights.
weekend.
Flights.
Yeah, flights.
Not
flights.
the park tickets.
Not the
no,
park
those are
tickets.
obviously going to be more expensive than
Yeah,
the
girl.
flights.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Which is
Yeah, girl.
just wild. Like it is what it is, I guess. But man, I
Yeah.
think is this our first trip all together?
So
Yeah.
get COVID now, girls. I don't know what to tell
So,
you.
I don't understand your question. Sorry, rephrase the question.
Like,
This is our
like
first trip
Ever?
The four of us going somewhere that
That's
one
that
of
none,
us does
that
not
none of us live.
reside.
Ah,
That-
yes.
yeah.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Well,
It's
looks
really
like
gonna put
end
the
of
friendship to the
podcast is
test.
coming
I
near.
So everyone vote now. Who do you think will leave the pod first?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. who's-
Hashtag drag race.
Hashtag Jag Race.
Yeah, we're very excited. We're very excited to go then. But most of our impulse decisions were literally just like eating out. We finally found our favorite Chinese place,
Oh wow.
in Chicago. Her name is Shanghai Inn, and she
Mhm.
They
is-
weren't, and we do
Delicious.
research? Have they been a part of anything shady that we need to be
We
aware of?
yes, they are clean.
I just had to tell someone at work about Miss Place
Yeah.
today
Yeah.
because they were like, "Oh, we could go to Tank Noodles," and I was like, "You can't."
No, we
can't.
can't.
Sorry, I hate to tell you, you can't.
Sorry.
No,
And they were like,
can't.
"What?" And I was like, "I don't know how I know, and you don't." But
Doing the work.
let me tell you,
They were busy on January 6th.
Yeah.
Let's say that.
I will say, I was like, they went to the insurrection. They were like, "What's an insurrection?" And I was like, "Oh, girl." And then I said January 6th, and they were like, "Oh,
Learn a book.
learn a book."
Learn it.
Well, what
Learn
about our
it.
healthy girls? How have our healthy girls been? Damn.
I don't know why they assumed we
we-
were talking to them.
Yeah.
We're-
I
we-
mean,
We're talking
uh,
mentally healthy, okay? So it
I
doesn't
will
it doesn't
say,
apply to you. Two.
I
Yikes.
I went to visit my grandmother this weekend, who famously lives in the middle of Insurrection City.
Yeah.
Mhm.
When you put that story of like whatever pool party or whatever that was, I literally was like, what frat party is your grandmother?
That is, babes, that is the Lake of the Ozarks. Like summertime lake. And it's so fun because it's like, obviously we're not in the pool because we're with my 80-year-old grandmother, but we're with my cousin, my 21-year-old cousin,
she's
who's
living it
sitting
up.
at the table. And she was like, do you know how much this is paining me right now to not be like partying with this DJ in the pool with all these people? And I was like, I know, like we all had our time doing
Our
that.
moment,
And she has not yet. So that was kind of a
rite of
bummer.
passage.
But so the thing about my grandmother is like there are deer everywhere. And if you know the pod, you know how much I love deer. And I'm not kidding. Like you'll be driving toward, like her condo is right on the water, but there's like a lot of like houses you have to go through in order to get down there.
Because you're a big hunter, right? You love hunting
So
deer.
I had my rifle in the back. I had my camo. I was just like
She's
ready.
full camo.
Yeah.
The
I had the
camouflage
little
Miranda.
the whistle that you use.
You
to,
douse
like,
yourself in like the urine or whatever.
lure them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But you see no less than like 5, whether you're leaving or coming. And at most I've seen like 12 just like in an area. But I was in my grandma's
Just like prancing.
fridge. They're like usually like eating the grass or whatever. And I saw some apples in my grandma's fridge. And I was like, oh, I know deer love apples. Grandma, can I have these apples? And she said yes. So I chopped them all up.
Grandma, can I have these apples?
Grandma, may I have an apple, please?
Granny, what big apples you have.
And since I was the driver, we were leaving and I stopped when I saw the deer and I went out to go feed them. And I was feeding them. I was throwing apples at them. And this old man comes out and he goes, yes, I have it on video. I'll show. I'm just chucking apples at these deer. And this old man comes out of the house next and he goes, don't feed them. And I'm literally, you can't hear him on the video, but you hear me go, oh, too late. I was like, also, these deer, me feeding them is not going to, they're here all the time. They're not going to go, it's not like, oh, they feed them, they're going to keep coming back. That happens anyway. Like,
Also, they're deer.
they're deer. I'm
They're
like,
not
why would
bears.
you deprive them of nutrition? Like, whatever. So we go out for the day, we do the shopping, we go to the different restaurants or whatever, and then we come back and I still have some more apples. So I went and found some more deer to get. I park my car, not in anybody's driveway, just in the street. I parked the car.
You're going to get shot.
A man immediately comes out of his house. Grandma said, oh, that's Bill. And Bill literally just comes and like stands outside. And I'm like, this deer was at his front door. Like, I'm like, Bill. So I like immediately just like get back in my car. And then I drove another loop and I did find one deer, not by any homes. And then I was able to feed all of my apples. But they were so mean. They're so mean down
Wow,
there.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, Miranda, people in the South shoot you for backing up in their
up in their driveway.
in their driveway. You could not be out there feeding these deer in their presence.
In their presence.
They were not that. She's still the Midwest. She's not the South.
No, she's a Missouri.
Missouri is.
Yeah, I
Missouri
don't want to claim East. I don't want to claim west of St. Louis as the South.
Yeah, she's northwest of St. Louis.
I claim St. Louis, and that's it.
No,
Yeah.
St. Louis, they'll shoot you too.
No, they were scary.
Well, baby, this is
Um,
America, honey.
Maybe.
They'll shoot you wherever you are.
Mhm.
but I do love me some deer, and it did make me very happy. So
I'm so happy. What kind of apples? What was that?
Yeah.
I don't
Red
even know, just
delicious.
some
Like
white.
a pink.
A beautiful pink lady,
Pink
a
lady.
gala,
I think it was no, they
a
weren't.
Macintosh,
I
a Honey
don't-
Crisp.
No, it was not a good apple. Like it's not an apple that I would have wanted to
A
eat.
yellow
It was like-
apple, like
no,
golden
it was
delicious.
it was a red apple,
Okay.
Okay.
but not.
You gave him Angry Orchard.
Not that
It's
waxy
like the,
red.
It might not the waxy red.
Red's apple ale.
I don't even know what kind of an apple. And I was like, and I
Ooh.
know my grandma's not eating these apples. Like, where did she get these apples?
Oh, yeah.
Listen, I support science, so Honeycrisp. That's it for me.
Yeah.
I
love
don't
a Honey
care.
Crisp.
Give me that scientific ass
It's food.
Oh, yeah.
developed apple.
Cotton candy
Absolutely.
apple.
Cotton candy ass fruit. I don't care, girl.
Ah, cotton
were-
candy grapes. Are
Uh,
you kidding me?
we were
They're
given-
so good.
We were given, science. Like that is
Right.
what we bring as
Right.
humans. So
Exactly.
make this apple juicier.
Yeah, girl.
Ugh.
Juicy
have-
apple.
I've got one more question for you, Miranda. Which is your favorite deer?
What do you mean?
You know, from well,
Pop culture?
Animal Crossing.
like Ben Platt, he did the role of deer.
Yeah, who's been
Yeah.
your favorite deer?
Who is my favorite deer? That's a great question. Okay. Because there are a lot of great contenders. There's Deer Evan Hansen.
Well, how about casting
There's-
this dear Evan Hansen?
Oh my God. Are you fucking kidding me? Adam Reed. What? Is this real?
Yeah. It's
Take your
red.
headphones off.
Adam has just revealed bright red
Bright
hair.
Archie Andrews ass.
Ronald McDonald.
Ronald.
Ronald
Also,
McDonald
like,
Donald
looking
it's
ass.
been in a beanie, so it is so flat.
I know.
I know.
Did you did this yourself, right?
No, I
No,
went
she
to
went.
I
It
went
just-
to a salon.
Oh, I didn't know you had COVID, so I didn't know if you left.
I went today.
Oh, okay.
This
He
is
was-
very fresh.
He's been stewing in the bed and just like I need a
Percolating.
change.
Is it because you wanted to get on the same level as friend of the pod Ari and just be two redheads?
Oh my God, two
Weaseling-
redheads for the
weaseling
pod.
it up
Weaseling.
for-
I thought about
Yes.
that while I was getting it done because
Reasons.
I was aiming for a little bit like deeper technically, but
Mhm,
she
yeah.
was like,
Girl.
your natural hair isn't super dark enough to like make it as dark as you want. She was like, it'd have to be a whole nother process I'd have to do on top of this, and she was like, we don't have time for this today.
Sleazy.
Also,
Don't
she
have
was Russian, so
She
I
was
was
like,
not gonna
"Mama."
I was not gonna say no to this woman in any way whatsoever.
Are you gonna have to
It
keep
doesn't
going
matter
back
that
because
she's Russian. You know,
Oh.
anyone could do hair.
I
Sorry,
Stop.
I'm sorry. I'm just level 5 improv now.
Yes,
What?
level five.
Just-
So Miss
it's-
Katya,
No, I
what's
meant-
your hair color.
I meant she was going quickly.
Oh.
Ha 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 ha.
My question is, what's
Yeah.
the upkeep like? Because since you're a natural blonde,
Yeah,
Will
red
it-
red
like,
fades real easy.
yeah,
Yeah.
um,
We don't know.
what's-
We'll figure
you
it
don't
out.
know.
You
Oh, okay.
figured out.
I
It's
kind
just
of
a one. It's a one-off.
It's a one. I told
It's
them
not
I'm,
an
I'm
upkeep situation.
interested in seeing how it looks when it's a little
As-
more sun
yeah,
faded.
yeah. Sure,
Because I
sure.
think it needs a little
Mhm.
brown.
A little kiss from the
Little kiss from the sun.
sun.
Mwah.
They had to do it twice. So the first round they rinsed it out and it was like orange, and I was like, and I'm very willing to like accept whatever
Have
fate
orange
comes to me
sure.
because like
Yeah.
I made the choice, and so I was like, and then she was like, we have to go for a second round, by the way, and I was like, okay. And then when the second round came out, I was like, okay, this is more in line with what I was like actually aiming for. Yeah, I will say the one thing you can't really see on camera is my eyes look so
Yeah.
blue now.
Oh,
Like
I bet.
I look like Bing fucking Crosby over here with just like peepers.
Bing.
Deep breath.
Creepers.
When I get my hair done, like, and they have me take my glasses off,
Mhm.
I will not see what's happening to
Oh,
my hair
baby.
No,
until the
nothing.
glasses come back
Will
on.
not-
And so it's kind of like a little fun reveal because like
Yeah.
they're sitting there drying my hair and styling it and stuff, and I have no idea what's
have
going on.
no
I cannot
clue.
I can't
Yeah.
see this far in front of my face. So then they're like, all right, I'm done. What do you think? And then I'm like, oh, hold on, let me put my glasses on.
fully.
Because like, and it's kind of nice, you know, it's a little surprise. You don't know what's
fun.
gonna
Yeah, it makes
happen.
it fun.
You can't sit there and like process it too much in your head because you don't know
No.
what's happening.
Yeah.
And honestly, Adam Adam had such a visual reaction to the last time I got a haircut when we were recording, and he just like looked at my hair and we're like, your hair's uneven. And I was like, huh? I was like, your bangs are uneven. And I was like, well, I mean, I didn't style it or whatever. It was just, and he was like, yeah, he was like, you should stop going to this person. So because I am that person where like I'll put it on and I'll be like, I mean, yeah, it looks fine, I guess. And then like it's like after we're like, oh,
yeah.
mama's uneven.
Yeah.
So I am gonna be go to a salon, only go to Asian people now. Like I am
Oh
just
yeah.
Yeah.
Technically, my Russian
Yeah.
was Asian.
okay.
So
Oh, okay.
East Russia.
East Russia.
Yeah.
I learned
Far East.
like a dialect of Russian today. They were like teaching me words, and I was like, I could be saying anything right now. I don't know
Yeah, they're fully telling you like
about.
yeah.
Okay.
It's all right.
Okay,
I get my
well-
hair done tomorrow too. So it's just
Miranda,
Who
go
knows?
red.
Yeah, go
What
red.
if you?
you know,
Miranda,
that is
you could
something
go.
I have when I was like 13, 14, I wanted that auburn hair.
Oh, yeah.
I
You wanted
to be an
you wanted
Oh,
Parent Trap.
girly.
You wanted full Parent Trap.
Yes.
Lindsay Lohan.
But I
Lindsay
I
Lohan.
was a box dye girly, and so I
Oh,
getting,
yeah.
like those box dyes, like trying to get at least like some, and it just like it didn't really fit my fantasy.
Yeah,
I
it's
did
tough.
the box dye deep red, and it was
Yeah.
I was in my emo stage, so I thought it looked
Mm.
great.
The only one I really want to do, and I think it's just like I don't think my hair is at a place anymore where I can do this, is I really want that like the rose gold, like that. You have to like
yeah.
tone it, strip it, and then do like gray pink on top of it.
Mhm.
Ju-
It'll be
you
Like a
should just
dusty pink.
have
That's
it
like a
bleached
week.
and get
It's
that
a week you have to spend at the salon.
rose gold tint or whatever.
Oh yeah,
that
overtone.
Kristen S. Oh yeah, Overtone has one too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So anyway, I'm back on my hair bullshit.
I love that journey.
After
for
two-
you.
Nothing like a gay
After-
man in
since
his
2021.
30s.
2021 was the
Yeah.
last time because that was when I dyed my hair.
Purple.
Purple. That was box. No,
That was
just
clear.
box.
I mean, that was clearly
Yeah.
box.
I love my-
Jessica just brought me back. Black Cherry Féria box dye. Remember that
Oh,
Féria box dye?
Féria. What was the
Uh,
brand? I'm trying to think of what the brand I used was. I don't recall.
I
I
went
gotta look
strawberry
at this
blonde
logo
once.
because it's gonna.
Oh.
Oh yes. Oh, the logo is.
Let
Hold
me
on, let me
see.
show you.
She said
Let me
back.
show you. Oh, it was this. Zoom on. It was.
Oh, that's
Oh,
my girl.
you
I
remember?
know
That's
this
my
girl.
I'm pretty sure I tried that one too.
I remember.
I think
that
I tried-
girl.
I think I tried it, but it was like after my hair had been black because I would always do the blackest black of that brand.
Mhm.
That is
Yeah.
what that is
Uh,
literally.
I think I used this Power Red.
It's
love
you know what it
that.
gives me? It gives me like CW. Like it just I
Yes.
look at that and I'm like, I'm watching the
Yes.
CW.
Miranda, do you ever look back at your photos of when you were black as black and you're like, why was I dyeing my hair black?
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna talk about this in my go off actually.
Oh. That was not a. That was not a.
No, it was not. How would you know?
It's in
but
the
no,
notes. I'm seeing it now.
I try not to look back at photos. In fact.
I try
And
not
it's
to look.
to look forward.
Yeah,
Keep
keep
live in the
moving
present.
forward.
Keep moving forward.
Yeah, as Walt said, you know.
Speaking of keep moving forward, Casey, you're in Austin. Do they have the driverless cars yet in Austin? or-
Yes, I always see this little Google driverless car.
Do they have the little
Um,
like thing at
a
the
little,
top?
little bowler
Like a
hat.
little hat?
It's not a hat, but there is something that's up top, and then there's like signs on it that say like like basically like, hey, watch out because this one can make this one is unpredictable. But it's by Google, I think. I'm not, or no, it may not be Google. It's someone, but I always see it after improv on Mondays when I'm downtown. So they've got them, girl.
Mm.
So we have them all over Phoenix. Like since I live like 10 minutes south of the airport. They are everywhere. I'm gonna send it to the group chat right
Would
now.
you ride in one?
No, I
No.
will never.
I would take one to the airport. That's probably the only place I would take it. Because I trust it to go to a place that
There's
it's
a
like
There's a
it's
bunch of
constantly
people
always
around.
going. Yeah.
There's a specific path.
Hmm.
Look at my.
It's giving cop.
Oh
It's-
wait, you can't. You can't.
Is that
s-
your?
it's-
I can see your
that's-
face. Oh, there it is.
yeah, girl.
Wow, girl.
Yeah, look at my.
Wow.
Hey,
y'all.
That's my.
Casey, y'all.
That's my
I'm Casey,
prima.
y'all.
That's my prima.
That's my prima. There's me. That like it's me and Jill's husband, Mike.
Oh,
My
look at the baby.
prima.
Babies.
Mike.
That was at our vinylmation event.
I
That
just
was
went
when
to
I-
go.
That was when I met Jill. Sorry.
Yes.
Look at little Jill.
Wow.
We're just
Oh,
flashing.
Oh my
Hey.
gosh. Jill's the blonde.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Wow.
Jumbo Jill.
Jumbo Joe.
Jumbo Jill,
Gil.
famously.
Sorry.
Yeah, honestly,
Okay.
you're welcome, Jill, for giving you that.
That is
Yeah.
an iconic nickname.
It's because I'm
says
purely
thanks.
fucking stupid, but
Yeah. Right.
Look
She'll-
at
she'll
hold on.
join
what-
us for part of our Disneyland adventure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she'll be there too.
Yeah.
I got Snow White to hold Lolly.
well, they're
Wow.
Look at the
now
hair
you're-
colors.
Now you're getting into my go off, honey. Now you're
Uh-oh.
getting into my go off.
Should we just get into these go offs?
Yes, I think
We
we
got
should.
lots
Look at
and
those
lots
two
to-
sisters.
Sisters.
We're listeners, we're trying to implement a new rule. Once we hit the half hour, it's like, okay, let's get to the go offs. So we're gonna take a quick break.
You don't
and
need
we
to
come
tell
back.
them.
Yeah, like
They need to know we're evolving, we're growing, moving as forward.
because we're gonna do this once and then we're gonna go back.
Then we're gonna
gonna
go
go
back
back.
to
Oh
normal.
yeah, and we'll and we gotta talk about the
The
survey.
homework. The
Homework.
Yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
Okay, well then let's
We'll take a quick
go.
break and then we'll come back. Well, we are back and it's time to go off. Who wants to go
Maisie
off?
also didn't have an ad. I think you didn't run an ad, RJ.
I
I
pressed the
saw
button,
it.
girl. There was a little countdown.
There's a little countdown.
Damn. Who wants to go off?
I'll go.
I
Okay.
sound like Adam.
Okay.
Yeah, Adam is a hot topic. Okay, Adam, it's time to go off.
This fucking Rachel Zegler discourse is the most tired fucking nonsense. First of all, Snow White is famously the Disney princess that, like, and I'm saying stereotypically speaking, general populace, okay? No one cares about Snow White. That is like, no one gives a fuck about Snow White. Truly. Everyone is like, her movie's boring. They always have comments about how she was woken up with a kiss and then that her voice sucks. These are like the three things that everyone generally is like, yeah. Fine, whatever. You can like your Ariels, you can like your Jasmines, whatever. It's fine. It doesn't matter. For this whole thing to have blown up to a point because Rachel Zegler has basically, maybe she's not like she's very Gen Z-ing her way through interviews where she's like relatable queen or whatever. And I don't understand why people are like freaking out that she is like, oh, she wasn't my favorite princess. Because they're like, she should be more appreciative. Bitch, who why does this matter to you this much? I'm so over this discourse. It's tired. Everyone's annoying. It's gonna be and the movie's not even gonna be great. It's just gonna be another fucking remake. I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm so over it. That's it.
Okay, go back to a podcast. What was it? 4 podcasts ago? We were talking about this because I think I went off about it. But I went off about Snow White
Snow White.
the remake.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
yes.
I didn't talk about
With
Rachel.
Gal Gadot.
Miss
And
Raquel.
here, because
Gal
the
Gadot.
general
Yeah,
world
yeah.
population didn't get pissed off by this yet. And
Right.
now on TikTok, it is not Disney people talking about this.
It's
It is
everyone.
literally everyone.
And I've seen so many
else.
people doing like parodies of her talking about it. And I'm like, what
And,
is
like,
happening?
Listen, I said it here first. I'm pissed off that we're redoing Snow White. I personally am not one of those people who am like, she's boring. What I'm like,
Yes.
Snow White is a comfort movie for me. It has always been a comfort movie for me.
Yes.
We like whatever. So I am pissed off just about remaking Snow White and like whatever.
Girl bossing her up.
Girl, yes. Corporate white. Like people do not understand. This girl is 22 years old.
Yeah, she's 22 and
22.
she hasn't.
This girl did not go to her prom because she had to film a Steven Spielberg movie.
Right.
This girl does not have. She's not like this.
I'm not even trying to be like, oh, feel bad for Rachel Zegler.
No,
It doesn't
but
fucking matter
not a
because
real
she's
person.
functionally not
She's-
talking about this character
No.
differently than the other like when Miss what's her name who played Naomi Scott who played Jasmine. It was the whole same conversation where they were like, we're gonna give Jasmine agency. She's finally gonna have a voice. But like this is all the same. Like, yeah, she's a little bit more like she has that energy, but like apart from that, she's talking about the same shit they've done with each of these fucking remakes.
They're just annoyed by Rachel Zegler, and just say
Yes.
that. Just say you
But
don't like her.
Just say that.
Here's my question. Have you guys seen that Delaney girl on TikTok who is always making fun of the actor tropes of like the 90s, like, oh, the
Yes,
girl who...
yes.
And
Because she's the one
somebody-
that's like, she's like the girl, like
Yeah.
too cool or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the girl who pretends not to notice you
Yes.
or whatever. And she just, oh my God, she is so funny. But somebody said Rachel Zegler is like a Delaney character. And ever since then, I like watched and I'm like, yes.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah.
maybe that's why people are, I don't know. But I'm like, this girl doesn't have media training.
No.
She is a product
she
of
does,
the
she's not.
pandemic in the
Yes.
industry.
Right.
Like,
It's literally a pandemic.
Also, it doesn't even remove from that. Who cares? Like, who cares? This movie is not going to be good enough to warrant
it's-
this amount of discourse.
right.
No.
It's going to be
Oh.
a trash film. Like,
Oh my
I'm
God.
sorry.
Gal
I'm already-
Gadot is playing the evil queen. We should be writing this film off. Like, no one should be talking about this movie.
But oh man. Yeah, it's people are losing their minds about it.
It's so
And it's the
stupid.
fact that it's like so worldwide, like I don't know.
So on the group chat, you had mentioned that your dad was talking about this, and and like in what context? What
Yeah.
is
I
he
think
aware of the joke?
So he enjoys TikTok. And yes, so he is
Well,
now
we gotta
aware
follow
of
him. What's his
the
handle?
drama.
Let's go.
don't
User
know.
103 through 8251.
Actually he may have a username. Who knows?
Farmers insurance agent.
Right. Hire me to make sure your crops are okay. I don't know. I think because it's all over and it's coming onto everybody's For You page, not people who
Yeah.
are just interested in Disney or films or whatever. He's just so intrigued that because it's like he's now getting into all of these stitches of these people like making fun of her or doing parodies of her. Like I've seen ones talking about like how they're Hercules and they're like, we're gonna not make Hercules this athlete. We're not gonna promote this 90s diet culture of becoming like
It's just
like-
this.
so he's seeing all of this and I just think he finds the whole thing very interesting because I don't know.
It's very interesting to like, yes, obviously she goes about it in her way, but it's like they're doing this is why they're rebooting these to do
Right.
these.
What did you want her to say? Like it was good that she got woken up with a kiss from a stranger, and she's 13 years old in the movie, and the prince is probably 25. Like, is that what you wanted her to say?
But
We're
I
gonna
will-
celebrate that. I don't
So,
know.
yeah.
But Sleeping Beauty was also woken up from a kiss from a stranger.
Sure, they haven't remade it, have they?
They have.
No, they made
Maleficent,
Maleficent, which is
but
not a
that's-
remake of. No, because this is what we're not gonna do, Miranda. We're not gonna do this to my favorite film of all time, Maleficent.
You right. Okay.
We saw it together in Evanston.
Did we?
We
Is that
sure
what?
did.
Okay.
sure did.
Listen, I love Maleficent. So.
I actually used to have a photo of us in front of the poster. back from I think junior year.
Wow. Yikes.
Tough. It's tough stuff.
I think Adam had black and blue hair and you had black hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
yeah.
Speaking of black hair, Miranda.
Let's go off here. Excuse
Go off. Go ahead, Miranda.
Thank you.
Time to go off.
Thank you. If you were a senior between the years of, let's say, 2002 to 2014, you deserve to retake your senior photos. I think we just all collectively need to go and just retake them. There should be a photographer who is willing to do senior photo shoots for us senior millennials. Because honestly, if you see the senior photos that these girly pops are taking these days, I'm sorry, you're flying to the middle of nowhere, Idaho, and there is a lightning bolt flash in the background of your photo. You're wearing a beautiful Free People dress and you look like an angel in the desert. Meanwhile, in my senior photos, I'm wearing clothes from the Fuckle in a creek in my backyard. Like, we are not the same.
We're built different.
We are built different. The style between those years, and honestly, the range is even larger where just style in general was awful.
Yeah.
So like early 2000s to mid 2000s, like we're going like jeans, a long tunic over jeans, all the way to like a chevron and a bubble necklace. If you fall into any of those categories,
You deserve.
burn these photos, burn your yearbooks. It's not fair.
Burn the negatives. Burn it all.
Burn it
Mhm.
all.
Erase
gonna show
yourself
you-
from the narrative.
I'm gonna show you one of Maya's senior photos.
Oh my God. Here we
Yeah.
go.
Oh, Maya's, not yours.
Oh, Maya's.
No, I'll also show you one of mine. Actually, I don't even know if because I was looking at hers. So my cousin is who I'm referring to, just a stunning little girl. Okay. How in the world? Look at these senior photos.
Oh.
Where did she go? Where did she go?
She went to Idaho. My
What?
sister's best friend is a photographer who lives in Idaho. And I am not kidding. I'm just like, it's not fair.
Is
My
that was that
senior
a gown?
photos-
Was that a
It is-
gown?
It is a Free People dress.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But like,
Oh my
what
God.
in the this like hello? It's not. Granted, I also didn't like look at this when I was did my door just
yeah, who's
The
Daisy
ghost is
came
back.
to
the
shut my
ghost
door.
is back.
Like I'm sorry.
My senior photos were taken in a studio of like a
Ooh.
place that does like family portraits.
Yes.
Like
Oh,
my
did you-
niece,
Did
My
you have the
niece
sky
is-
backdrop? Did you have the gray? Which one did you
Yeah.
I did like, I think I was mostly, I don't know. I did like just kind of, yeah, like a white backdrop and like a classic gray. My nieces would go there to get like photos done as a baby. And I was like, oh, well, I'll just go here too. Cause I can, get a real good deal. And I've got like my, I've got my Letterman jacket kind of draped over my shoulder. and
Yes.
some of 'em.
Yes.
I was on newspapers. So there's one where I'm like sitting with like my legs, like
because you were in like your school newspaper.
Well, I'm sitting on the ground, and there's like newspapers spread out, and like
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
my fucking violin too.
Oh, honey,
yeah.
I had my show shirts were around
Yes.
me.
Like what
Yeah.
was that? Like bringing anything that
Prop-
you were a part
prop
of?
comedy.
The props.
Heavy
The
props.
props. Oh my God.
Yeah,
I
can
mean,
I
we've all
tell you-
seen. Yeah.
No, please, Miranda, please.
No.
We've all seen.
We've all
The photo of
seen-
when I brought the prop to a school photo, and it was
Yes.
like,
Oh yes.
Ashley dolls on a bunny in a cereal bowl with some fake grass.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've all seen it. We've all been there.
I have already done this, Miranda, because my senior year, I got my senior photos retaken in the same year
Oh,
because my
why?
first go around was so bad that mom was like, we're going to book a different studio. And I was like, okay. Damn, tell me I'm ugly. So I had just dyed my speaking of dye my hair, I just dyed my hair like brown, like chocolate brown. And so I did a winter shoot. So I had like my good photos. I was in like a bright pink Express men's sweater.
Sure.
Okay.
That you wore till like you were 22.
Yeah. And I was outside in the snow. Okay, so bright pink, but snow. Okay, it's
Right.
being like
Okay.
clash. Okay,
Yeah.
contrast. And I looked cute. My first go around, I was wearing like a teal button to my to here. And my hair was so dry because I had just gone through this horrible time where I had bleached my hair for the first time. And only because I had to get rid of which I referenced earlier, the strawberry blonde that was in my hair from another show that I had done. It was a Revlon strawberry blonde that left metallic particles in my head that did not come out naturally. So my hair was so dry that it was like reminiscent of an afro. But that was my first. That's what's in my senior yearbook.
Oh.
It's like that photo. My retakes did not get in.
Oh no. Oh,
Like
no.
our like the photo that got in the yearbook, we had to go to a Life Touch studio.
Yeah, that was
Oh.
And you put on
You
the
put on the
little
blazer
fake
for us.
shirt.
A little
The girls
dicky.
get this little, like, they talked about it on Podcast The Ride. The girls get this little thing that it's like a cold shoulder, and it's like a tube top type thing that just drapes down. And so you've got the cold shoulder, and you do the photos,
Yeah.
and you do it free there. And then they always try and sell you on like, oh, you should do the rest of your senior photos here. But that's the photo that gets in the yearbook. But then you could buy space in the yearbook to put whatever you wanted
Whatever
on
you
there.
Oh yeah.
Sure,
Mhm.
sure.
And I'm
quarter-page
pretty
ad.
sure I didn't do that because I was cheap and poor, and my family wasn't about
I
to
don't remember.
buy.
Did you do class ring?
I did a class.
Oh, I did. I still have my class ring.
I did not do
No.
class ring.
Don't ask me why.
I also didn't do
ring.
Letterman
Not
jacket, but
we
that's
didn't
more
do
obvious.
jackets. I would have paid for a jacket than a ring, but my dad was big on class rings, so he was like, "You have to have one." I'm like, "From my high school
Where is it now?
in Phoenix."
RJ, you should have one from your high school. You went to Brophy College Preparatory Academy. You didn't go to PS 112, girl. Shut the fuck up.
Girl.
Girl.
We got-
Your
I got
campus
my-
looks like a college. Period. Period.
My Letterman jacket was free because the orchestra paid for it.
Oh,
Yeah, because baby, in orchestra you get a
Mama,
Letterman
you're an
jacket.
athlete when you're up here, baby. The breath
Uh-huh.
control, Mama.
I got a letter, but I did not get a jacket.
jacket.
I did not. I just have the letter, and it's
I got
scrapbook
a letter too.
downstairs. Yeah,
Oh,
like
that's so funny.
oh boy, but yeah. it's-
Okay. All right,
All
Vase. Do you want to go? Do you want me to go?
You go first.
Yeah, mine's like positive, unfortunately.
Oh.
Okay, go.
Okay, I was on bed rest for a couple days, and so you know what I did? Get back into Big Brother. Now I know the girls here are not watching Big Brother. The listeners, Austin office, that were listening. I just want to say I gave up on Big Brother for a long time
Mhm.
because CBS famously had that really bad problem of just not doing well into diversity casting.
Oh,
So
and they managed to not have
And
that
they
problem this
managed
year.
to-
Interesting, because I
Well, you know
remember
what?
somebody having to leave.
there's
last
still
week.
problems this year because someone did a little slip, and so he's out. But he said a slur. Yes, Miranda, just like casually
Casually.
On
To
the live
another
feed.
white
On a li-
man.
On a live show.
on the live feed.
Oh my God.
To
But
another
still.
white man, but in the presence of,
of
a black man.
Yes, Jared. And it's like
And Jared's like in his bed, and he's like,
Yeah. And they literally
The
were
two
telling
guys behind him were like,
the two guys behind him were like, go to sleep, go to bed, just go to bed, just
Uh-huh.
go to bed. It's done. It's done. And he was out next day. But with that, they also made probably one of the greatest casting decisions to ever happen on a reality show. I would like to talk about Miss Felicia. She is 60, in her 60s. She is a real estate agent. She has broken
from Atlanta.
Mhm. She has broken 5 microphones now because she's fallen in the hot tub. She accidentally dropped one in the toilet. Like they had to like saran wrap it one time on her. She is so mad at production because they keep buying just cheap groceries for the Big Brother house. And she
Kroger brand.
She literally looked at the camera and was like, stop buying these Kroger tea bags. Can I get a Tivana? She literally looked at the camera and said, can I get a Tivana? And in the last episode, she just looked and was like, we're going to need some raspberries, blueberries, some mango. We could have fruit bowls every morning for everyone. Some seasonings. We need, please, pepper. We need pepper.
Wasn't she mad about butter?
Yes, they bought every single kind of butter substitute, earth balance, everything, but not butter. And she kept complaining. I don't think she has butter yet still. She's like, I still don't got my damn butter. And it's just,
my God.
This is the part of reality show that I love. Like, give me someone salt of the earth, just like a person in the world in that house to try and just.
And she was up for elimination the first.
So that first week, I know.
one.
So Casey tried to watch the first episode, and everyone in Austin office was like, "Girl, it's a flop. The first episode is so bad because it's like all physical challenges."
Yes,
so
I was like, "What am I watching?
Survivor?
This is so weird. It's like
Yes.
it's like the challenge, but like they don't beat them up as much. I'm like, what is happening? Why are these people strapped to these things of a monster hand
Yes.
is gonna grab them?
It was so bad. So obviously Miss Felicia was set up from the beginning, but now she's in a great position and she knows it. She's even said it because she literally is like, no one is gonna want to be the person to get rid of me. No one is gonna want to get rid of the 60-year-old woman who's
been making everybody food,
who cooks every single day.
See, we need that.
The quickest way to get to a man's heart is through his stomach.
So everyone now is like, honestly, give me an old season. Give me all seniors.
Oops, all olds.
Oh, cute. Like the Golden Bachelor or whatever. The old brother. Older brother.
Has Golden Bachelor started yet?
Not yet, but I feel like we should watch.
I'm really curious
because
there was a show back in the early 2000s called Age of Love, and it was a 30-year-old man, and the singles were half 40 plus, half like
less than 40.
30.
20?
Yeah, like 30 under. I think it was like 30 up and then 30 down. And the last person that he picked was like the youngest and the oldest, and obviously he picked the youngest. But
Shocking.
Sure. Wow.
But it was a fun concept, and so I'm kind of curious.
The early 2000s had some wild dating
you guys
show
remember
concepts.
Joe
best.
Millionaire?
I do remember Joe Millionaire.
Joe Millionaire.
Outback.
I remember the Swan. The Swan is the
Swan.
one that was
Oh.
psycho.
The Swan
You
was
would compete to get plastic surgery.
everyone gets major plastic surgery and then would be a pageant after the surgery.
Oh.
Yeah.
What network?
I think it was like
CBS or like it was one of the major networks.
Yeah, it was one of the networks. Yeah.
I had watched Outback Jack. That was the one that I ate up, and it was like all these Americans moved to the Outback for like a rugged Australian man.
What was the MTV dating show?
Which one?
Singled Out?
No, the one on the bus.
Next.
I remember Next.
Classic.
Vividly.
So good.
Watching it does not hold up now. It is
Really?
so,
It doesn't.
It's
Shocker.
really, yeah.
It's so bad.
Also,
but
there was another one, Fifth Wheel too. I remember that.
Oh
one.
yeah, I watched it.
and there was so I was a Rock of Love Flavor of Love, you know,
Sure.
all
VH1.
that VH1 girly. But then
Mhm.
also there was like some that came on like the CW or something at the end of the night. Like there's one called like Eliminate where like
That
do you
sounds
remember
really
this?
familiar.
It's like one person and they're going on a date with like 3 people at once. And then throughout the night they eliminate one until there's only one left.
Mm.
And I remember the set, you know, whenever it come on, it'd say eliminate. I don't know. Like that one was
Eliminate?
stupid.
What
Eliminate.
No, you know what was iconic was Date My Mom. That
Oh, I
was a
loved
good
Date
one.
My Mom.
Date My Mom was so good. I loved it.
So it just says
That one.
fall 2023. I think I'm gonna watch it. I'll watch it, girl.
Golden Bachelor.
Yeah,
I've
No,
never-
nothing else to watch on network TV, honey.
Yeah. It's all reality shows. So yeah, I'm interested.
yeah.
It'll be
I'll
my first-
definitely be watching.
I've only seen one full season of the Bachelor franchise, and it's The Bachelorette. It was the first one. I watched the Tristan.
Oh,
one.
Trisha. Yeah.
That was the
They-
last
she
one
was
that I saw.
great. I mean, that was an iconic season.
And I mean, they're still
So,
together. So
And they're still trying to recapture that magic on The Bachelorette.
Honestly, I love the Bachelor franchise. I get lazy and like I don't watch. Like I'm not like a dedicated one, but every time I watch, I'm like, God, this is so like good.
just yummy. Just like
eat-
you just eat it up.
Yeah, it's delightful.
Okay, Miss Vase,
Okay.
bring it on home.
Okay.
Okay.
It's time to go off.
Okay. What I'm going off about this week is it has been, let's see, it has been a very long time since I have cohabitated with someone, like for real, you know, and like it's so hard to not just do my old habits, like, but I'm trying. I'm going to bed earlier. Like we're in bed by like 10 o'clock and I'm like, what am I supposed to do here? Like on my phone, like I don't know, but I'm going to bed earlier. We still haven't figured out the like eating things because he will eat soup every night of his life and be happy. And I cannot do that. So we're still working that out. But it's, you know, you relearn
You
things and
relearn.
like
Mm.
and also like moving in together, when one person moves in first, then I feel like anytime I bring something in, I'm like
There's already a
adding
space.
it's yeah. So I'm like, oh, this, I feel like I'm intruding, but this is my place too now. And it's very hard for me. And I'm figuring it out. But I think the wildest thing is on a weeknight, the lights are out by like 10:30. Isn't that crazy? Like 10:30 at my old apartment, I'm like, the night's still young. Let's start a movie. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
let's do something.
10:30. We'll still
sleep
turn something
schedule?
on. Yeah.
Are you waking up
Yeah.
at dawn?
No, I'm waking up at like 7:30. Like I'm having like a full night's sleep.
Wow.
Casey up before her 8:30 alarm before 9 a.m. work.
Before us,
Yeah,
before
intense.
us as your alarm.
Yeah, my
The group chat.
8:15 and 8:35 alarm now.
Wow.
But
Don't
and
need
then
'em.
when I have to go into the office, it's like a 7:15, 7:30 alarm.
Wow. Yeah, that's gotta be a learn.
It's-
And yeah, especially if like since you're not fully moved in, like oh,
Yeah.
I need a place to put this. Is this okay? Like I
Yeah.
feel
Well-
like I'd be like, oh, sorry.
But it's also a new, like it's a new apartment to both of us, so it's a little bit easier, but it's still like, can I put this here? Like, is this, you know, like, is it okay
Yeah.
if my cup is out? Like,
Yeah. Well, luckily, Casey, you don't own a lot of stuff, so that's really.
I'm-
lucky.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
such a minimalist.
minimalist.
The
absolutely.
yes, very minimal over here. So it should be really easy to,
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah. Every time I go to my apartment to like pack up a little bit or like do something over there, I look at my apartment and I'm like, this place is a mess. This place is, if I sent Miranda a photo, she would like freak out.
I'd fly down there.
She would fly down. She'd be like, how long do you have to get out of here? The end of September. We're gonna need more time.
We're gonna-
Like,
Yeah.
Who do I need to call?
yeah, it's a mess right now.
Are you doing movers again, or are you just piecemealing it over? a month
I
and a
am
half?
doing movers, and I'm also piecemealing. So I brought all my clothes over.
Mhm.
And I brought like obviously cupcake over, and like every time I go over, I'll be like, oh, I need this thing, so I have a list. So like when I go over, I'll grab I grab my air fryer, I grab like just random things. I'm like, oh, I should get that while I'm over there.
Mm.
But it's like my couch and like a bunch of boxes and like my desk and like a TV. I'm not bringing a bed. But like, so I don't know. I still want movers because I don't want to go up and down the stairs with
Sure,
boxes.
sure, sure.
Oh no, yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
know great ones who really they can also.
Oh yeah, who
They
line
get
up.
you a
They
great
come
deal.
highly recommended.
Highly
High.
recommended.
Yeah, they come high.
Come high.
When they go low, they go high.
Well, that was fun. See, we
See?
feel so
It's still-
refreshed. See, and
It still
so-
took half an hour to do our go off.
I know, exactly. So one last thing to all of our amazing listeners. We appreciate you obviously so much, and we would appreciate you even more if you help us out. We are going to be dropping a link to a survey, a listener survey. We'll put it on the Discord. We'll put it on the show notes if you're listening to this on a podcast. We're putting it on
Can you
YouTube.
put
if
it in
you're
the
watching
chat
it
right
here.
now?
We'll put it in the chat right now.
Can you put it in the co-op on the
Facebook.
On the
Do we still have
Facebook?
that?
It is still there, but I don't think anyone's posted in a year.
Is it still
Um,
called the Resident Services Co-op, or did
no,
we
we
change
changed
it?
it. to
No,
the
we
group
changed
chat.
it.
Oh, okay. That's
But
good.
anyway, if you would be pleased, we would love to grow the pod, but we just want to know in what
do
direction.
What do you want?
What do you
What do you want
have?
for- what can I get ya?
What can I get you?
Yeah.
What can I get you? So feel free to answer, and then we will take that and then run with it, and then hopefully kind of make a plan soon of how we can grow the pod. Cool.
Super.
Well, thanks everyone. Thank you, girlies. Thank you to our listeners in the chat.
Thanks, babes.
Thanks everybody. And don't forget to read the group chat. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Discovering voices, building worlds. The Ampliverse.